Well, howdy y'all, Handy Redneck here. Fair warning, this video I'm about to show may contain graphic images of unborn, stillborn, underdeveloped baby quail. So this may not be suitable for some audiences. It could be considered disturbing. So be forewarned. And with that, we're going to do a little bit of quick math. I started with 38 eggs shipped to me from my shipper. So we had 38 good eggs. Alright, and I know for a fact that I lost one to damage to the shell prior to incubation, and I lost one partway through incubation, also through damage to the shell. So that's a -2, which left us with 36 eggs. So of that 36 eggs, 12 of them got candled at the end of no, 11 of them got candled, well, at the end of incubation, and were found to have not been fertile. So we got a -11 there of not fertile. Put a little NF and a DM up there. So 11 not fertile. That left us with 25 eggs. And of those 25 in this container here, I have 10. And I have 15 young baby quail. So it's these 10 eggs that we are going to actually check and see if we can figure out what went wrong. Now, like I say, this could be disturbing to some people. It can be grotesque. It can be thankful you're not here smelling, because this could get very stinky. Now, in here, you'll see I've got a couple of eggs in here, 3 of them to be exact, that I have already marked with red X's. That's when I first got the eggs. I looked at them under an intense light and noticed that there were some micro fractures in the shell, and that these eggs may not hatch if they were fertile. So that's 3 we can count to possible damage. It looked like it was damage from when they were laid, which sometimes happens. A hen doesn't squat down far enough, and an egg hits harder than an anticipated surface. So that leaves us with 7 eggs that did not hatch, that were expected to hatch. So, like I say, we're going to go through these one at a time. We're going to crack them open and have us a look and see if we can determine a cause to their failure. And like I say, this is going to get stinky in some cases. All right, this one it feels very light, and it looks like we had a partial development early on that failed. It happens. So because it is so light, I'm thinking it probably dried out faster than the others. This one is not as light, but as you can see, it does have a air bubble at one end like it's supposed to. So we're going to crack it open as well and have us a look. And so far it is seeming a lot like the last one. Yeah, it looks like it had early development that failed. Number 3 also, and like I say, these were eggs that I considered damaged to begin with. So again, we had development. This one developed for a fairly good while. You know, it looks like it started to develop some actual feathers and structure in there, but it also failed. And those were 3 expected failures. Now we're going to go into ones that we did not expect to fail and see what we can find. I'm betting these are similar, that they started developing and just failed to continue developing. Yeah, that's exactly what this one is. It started and failed early. And some of this is probably due, I was having issues with my incubator maintaining an acceptable temperature. So, yeah, this one you can actually see the beak of the baby sticking out there. This one almost made it to hatching. You know, stillborn, we'll say. So yeah, with this, I guess you could call it Eggtopsy. We're trying to figure out what went wrong, and it looks like, because we do have, in most cases, a chick that has at least halfway formed, that we had some kind of temperature issues. And yeah, we had temperature issues with it. We knew we had temperature, and here you can see this is what appears to be a fully formed baby that just must have gotten too cold to actually hatch. So then, like I say, that's why this couldn't be graphic, because we do have these little babies in here. We've got 3 eggs to go, and so far, from what I can tell, we have had some kind of temperature issue with our hatch. This one looks, yeah, it's an early development that did not continue developing. This one, also one that appears to be half developed, and we've got one more to go. So out of all these, we had at least 2 that were completely developed that had an issue with hatching, and the rest looked like they started developing and then failed to continue developing, and that's usually a sign of a temperature issue. But out of the 38 eggs, we ended up with 15 chicks that are now 5 days old. We had 11 eggs that were not fertile. When we candled them, you could see clearly right through them. We had 2 that had major damage before or during incubation, and that left us with 10 that appeared to have not hatched due to some kind of temperature issues. So, with that, This here's a handy redneck. Thank you all for listening, and I will talk to you later. I have gotten new parts for my incubator, so hopefully I can adjust the temperatures and get everything better. I'll talk to you all later.